This Racecraft TV stream is brought to you by Artesian Builds. Artesian builds high-quality custom PCs made to order for a low price. Contact Artesian Builds today to get started on your own custom PC as low as $64 a month. All Artesian builds are made live on stream. You can watch your builds and talk to the builders live at twitch.tv/Artesian Builds. For more information about Artesian Builds, check the link in the description. Howdy, everybody, and welcome to the Snead Competition Design Truck Series for the first round of the playoffs. We're here live at Kansas Speedway for another great night of racing and for the start of the playoffs here on Racecraft TV. I'm Austin. I am joined by Joshua Lee. Josh, how are you feeling about this race today, and how are you feeling about these playoffs?
I am so excited to see what these 16 drivers can do in the playoffs. I think Kansas is going to be a great track to get it started. A lot of great racing. A lot of them are going to be up running that wall on the high line that we normally not see on these intermediate tracks. But Kansas, very unique here in the iRacing service. So I'm looking forward to the opening round of the playoffs here tonight.
And a quote from a lot of these drivers, especially Michael McKinney, who's one of the playoff drivers. He's on that bubble trying to stay inward and trying to get his way up there. Quote, "These trucks are sticking like flies in a fly trap. They have a lot of grip around here, especially at night." So we're going to see some flat out racing here at Kansas here. And it's going to be a great race. We got our teams, our point standings up right here. Rhett Tucker currently leading the championship at 1,055 points, followed by Jason Higginbotham, Mark Truxell, Stephen Thomas, Chris Cinnamon, Taylor Peacock, Tyler Dittmer, Derek Mullins, Dustin Scruggs, Justin Limpkin, Dane Hagan, Michael McKinnon, Keith Bradley, Nathan Rauge, Casey Herring, and Jesse Sarge, your 16 playoffs drivers in the Snead Competition Design Truck Series. And we'll be keeping an eye on all 16 of them, or who is ever in these, all 16 of them, or who is in the playoffs that are in the race, because I know a few of them are not going to be able to make it this week. But from these 16 drivers, who do you have a pick in being a favorite here today?
Right now, I'm really looking at Rhett Tucker, not just because he's qualified in first, but he is so dominant every time we go to any of these tracks, especially on the intermediates. So Rhett Tucker is definitely the truck to beat, I feel, in these playoffs. And he's starting out great in first in the top spot of the playoffs, so he can really just ride that momentum all the way to the championship.
Indeed, he certainly can. And we're qualifying right now, so let's go out on track and see who's got the stuff to beat Rhett Tucker. As Jason Higginbotham, he jumps up into second place right now. And he's one of our playoff drivers as well. And Stephen Thomas jumps up on his final lap to knock off Rhett Tucker by 1/10 of a second. No, 1/100th of a second.
Great lap from Stephen Thomas to get over Rhett Tucker. And that's what it's going to take for the rest of these playoff drivers to do that, is they're going to need to be that fast.
And Higginbotham, he jumps to the very top. Just barely. Wait. What? Did they just tie?
1/1000th of a second separating Higginbotham and Thomas at the top of the board.
Oh, Chris Cinnamon. He joined that gap too. One is about 9,000th of a second with Chris Cinnamon. The top three separated by absolutely nothing. Let's bring on our top bar to show you the gap. 1,000th of a second, Jason Higginbotham and Stephen Thomas. Then 9,000th of a second to Chris Cinnamon. Your top three all within 100th of a second of each other. This is going to be an absolute bar fight of a race so far today. Mark
haven't even gone green in the battles happening here in qualifying.
Hey, that's the first battle.
With that bad first lap.
Yeah, Truxell, his first lap, put him into 16th place, and Mark Truxell, one of our playoff drivers. You can tell if a driver's a playoff driver if their number and background is yellow with that black stroke outline of their number. And that just shows you, hey, they're one of the top 16. Yeah, Truxell's currently sitting 17th. He's going to come across the line, getting all the way onto the tri-oval. Comes across the line. Mark Truxell, does he jump ahead? He does, all the way up into 5th.
Truxell right up there with those playoff drivers.
Raul Meza, he jumps up into 9th place. We got a new driver in 5th, Justin Lumpkin. He came around, and that 87 is sitting in 5th place. Top 6, all playoff drivers.
And those top 6 playoff drivers, I believe, are the current top 6 in the championship standings. Taylor Peacock's a little further back. The top 5 is completely all playoff drivers, not in their exact playoff order, but they are all playoff drivers.
Actually,
as well as Mark Truxell in 6th.
And Dustin Scruggs, top 7. He is also a playoff driver. Just was late to get in the session to get his playoff credentials. But thankfully, due to the power of very quick lightning reflexes, you should see his number go to yellow. He's a playoff driver, okay? Tyler Dittmer sits in 4th. He's a playoff driver. I know that for sure.
Just finishing up his first qualifying lap as he gets ready to go for lap number 2. There he goes on to his second lap. 31.38. Not a good bank lap, but he will have this second lap to try and go a lot faster than his first lap. But he's going to try and get down to the bottom. Not going to really work that well. About a half truck length up from the paint.
Yeah, fast lap around Kansas is very hard to get. I know the Cup cars, they actually want to run that top line. The trucks kind of want that run that middle line because at the bottom it's just very slick down there. But you definitely want to hit that tri-oval hard, coming across the line. Tyler Dittmer, does he improve on his time? Yes, he does, but he doesn't improve on his placement. And that is unfortunate, and Dustin Scruggs is still doing laps around here, so something tells me doesn't have a lot of laps around here and isn't that comfortable. There's the number update. Oh, and Scruggs is in the wall.
Well, we can see why he's getting that practice.
Well, he's going to stop having that practice right now because that hard contact with the wall is going to be, well, race qualifying ending it. He can't really go back out. But I think he realized that. And if you do have a damaged car, you might want to try to drive around with that because there's no faster pairs in this series allowed anymore. And another cool fact, the top 10, all within a tenth of a second of each other. Well, as we wait for Dustin to finish up his lap, let's get on to our race grid for the starting line. Jason Higginbotham takes the pole and will start us out today, and it's going to be an absolute race. Look at all the yellow of the playoff drivers dominating the front part of this field. They're followed by Stephen Thomas, Chris Cinnamon, Rhett Tucker, Justin Lumpkin, Mark Truxell, Dustin Scruggs, Keith Bradley, Raul Meza, Scott Osment, Eric Zimmerman, Michael McKinnon in 12th place. They're followed by Ben Ganoyski, Jonathan Munda, Tyler Daniels, Bob Williams, Taylor Peacock, Jesse Sarge, Tyler Dittmer, Cody Knott, Casey Harry, Brennan Bullock in 22nd place. And that is your 22-car grid here for round 1 of the Snead Competition Design Playoffs. And our pole sitter here today, it is Jason Higginbotham.
Tonight's stages are going to be 40, 40, 54. So even stages tonight. So that's stage 3, only 14 laps longer than stage 1 and 2. So the strategy in each stage is going to be pretty much the same across the race as they now roll off from pit row behind the iRacing.com pace car, and we get ready to go racing here at the Kansas Speedway.
Indeed, we are. Let's get our timing towers up. Let's get everything up and rolling. We're about to go truck racing here at Kansas. And it's been a long season for these guys to work for to get here. And I can pretty much tell you that every one of them is very excited and motivated to have a great race today. They're coming around 3 and 4. I'm going to leave the call to Joshua Lee as he has control of the field.
Here we go. Jason Higginbotham on the inside. Outside, Stephen Thomas. The two cars on the front row will get us started. It's the Snead Competition Design Truck Series Playoffs, and we get it started at Kansas. Higginbotham already with a great start. He's going to clear the 23 of Thomas on the outside. Now the 23 going to hop down to the inside as Tucker and Cinnamon go side by side for third as they roar down the back straight for the first time.
Tucker had a great restart. He's challenging Chris Cinnamon around that outside. Cinnamon stuck down low, but he's got Thomas ahead, pushing Tucker all the way up to the top of the track. And the trucks have so much grip around here. Every part of the track is a good part of the track, especially at the start. Higginbotham, Thomas, Tucker, Cinnamon, Truxell, your top 5 as they come across the line.
They're side by side still for second between Thomas and Tucker, as Higginbotham tries to pull away, but all these trucks are so even that he's not doing a great job. As the top 3 now, you can put a blanket over him as Cinnamon sits in 4th. He is clear of anybody around him, but Thomas still fighting Rhett Tucker as he tries to use that outside line.
It is an amazing start. You can see Jason Higginbotham working the draft, dropping down low to get ahead of Thomas because he does not want Rhett Tucker on his tail. And Thomas is clear of Tucker, so he's going to be able to cover off Tucker right there. But all this fighting at the front is letting everyone else stay behind the leaders and not be able to pull away. Tucker gets a bit loose up there. That's caused Chris Cinnamon to check out and almost gets tapped by Mark Truxell. Then look at Dustin Scruggs. He dives down low, trying to get low on Chris Cinnamon and get ahead of that number 3 Goodrich car. And speaking of getting
Back
low,
side by side.
look at Rhett Tucker on Thomas.
They go back side by side. Tucker on the inside now. It's Thomas on the outside. Looks like as the rubber starts to get laid down, that inside line is looking a little faster than the outside right now as Tucker makes the pass for second.
Thomas is going to have any of that. He was already looking down low, trying to find out what his move. That lower line, though, is more aggressive on the tires. That top line is where you want to be, especially if everything stays green. So it's going to be a matter of tire wear, which is something that we saw at Homestead in the Cup Series Rhett Tucker was struggling with.
Back through 1 and 2. Top 3 now single file. Chris Cinnamon in a battle with Dustin Scruggs. Scruggs on the inside, Cinnamon outside and stuck behind them. Currently 3rd place in the points. Mark Truxell in the 5 as he runs the outside line.
Yeah, top 6, all playoff drivers, so they all know what's at stake. And they definitely do not want to end their race a little bit early as Scruggs comes up the track and almost hits Cinnamon. We got a party up for the lead. Let's run on board with Stephen Thomas.
Thomas so close, running to Rhett Tucker, just cannot get around him. It's that bubble of dirty air that we've seen in these trucks before where you can't really make that much of a pass if you're right on somebody.
Yeah, you definitely do not want to be in that bubble, especially around a track like Kansas where dirty air can affect a truck so much. Just just bouncing off that rear spoiler, making it very hard for you as we see Truxel and Cinnamon going side by side for 5th place. And
everybody now settling out.
Yeah, the entire field is pretty much spread out by just well, really just by an entire car length equally to everyone else. And the guys up front, they're trying to get nose to tail of each other, but when they do, they just lose all that tire grip, and well, the trucks is getting awfully squirrely right here as we're seeing this mid-pack of Cinnamon, Truxel, Bradley, Meza, Lumpkin, and McKinnon try to catch up to the leaders, but they really can't do anything as they're just being affected by the dirty air. Which is something we don't...
Tucker has moved back up to the outside.
Ooh, Tucker now thinking about the tires, trying to get some speed off the exit too, and he does get the speed off the exit from you're on that top line. They're going to go side for the lead. Tucker sends it into turn 3.
And he's going to take that lead with ease. Look at the gap now he's built on Higginbotham and Thomas.
What a corner by Rhett Tucker, but how much does that hurt his tires? We don't know it. Here comes Jason Higginbotham. Here comes Jason Higginbotham around the outside, but Steven Thomas goes down low, trying to get ahead of Higginbotham. And Rhett Tucker has been caught again.
Back through 3 and 4. Now everybody up front running the outside, and we're under caution.
Ben Ganoyski. Oh, no, it wasn't Ben Ganoyski. It was Brandon Bullock. Ooh. The 94 has a lot of damage, and the Brandon Bullock is hit hard. Let's give you a Racecraft TV replay. Oh, the 94 just hooks him. Wait, no, who was that?
26. Cody Knott.
Cody. Well, it looks like Ben did not... Yeah. Brandon Bullock did not hit the wall. We saw the 94 with some damage, but Cody Knott bringing out the first caution here today at Kansas for round 1 of the playoffs. And here's how it happened. You're here watching Racecraft TV, and we'll be right back for the Snead Competition Design Truck Series here on Racecraft TV. Round 1 of the playoffs just underway. We'll be right back. This Racecraft TV stream is brought to you by Artesian Builds. Artesian builds high-quality custom PCs made to order for a low price. Contact Artesian Builds today to get started on your own custom PC as low as $64 a month. All Artesian builds are made live on stream. You can watch your builds and talk to the builders live at twitch.tv/Artesian Builds. For more information about Artesian Builds, check the link in the description.
Let's face it, to build a new website or redesign your existing site, you have 2 options. You can start by learning HTML, CSS, JavaScript, SEO, SQL, CMS, well, you get the idea. Or you can be smarter and look for someone who is a professional in web design like Snead Competition Design. We are experienced in building quality websites for our clients. We always start with strategy and planning to build a clear vision about what you need. Your website will then be passed on to the design and development phase, where we will ensure that you get a fully responsive design that is easy to use regardless of any device using the latest tools in web development. Contact us today, and let's talk about accelerating your business to the next level by creating a complete online solution.
At McConey Setup Shop, we offer custom-built setups for any asphalt oval car. Prices starting at just $5. Weekly setups available for all Legends, late models, modifieds, and NASCAR trucks, Xfinity, and Cup cars. Do you need one-on-one driver coaching? We've got you covered. Visit www.McConeySetupShop.com and find yourself in Victory Lane. McConey Setup Shop, handling all your setup needs so you don't have to.
Welcome back to Racecraft TV. We're back here live at Homestead. Oh, no, wait, this isn't Homestead. We're back
We are
here
back at
live at
Kansas.
Kansas. I don't think we're in Kansas anymore, Austin. Josh, you take this.
All right, well, while Austin is trying to figure out where we are here on iRacing, they're about to go back to green with Rhett Tucker leading the way, Higginbotham second, Thomas third, Cinnamon fourth, and Mark Truxell rounding out the top 5. Biggest mover so far, up 6 spots. Tyler Dittmer, who sits in 13th. He is still pretty far down the order. He's going to need to get up there as a playoff driver, but we are back to racing with Rhett Tucker, another dynamite restart, and he is going to take the lead and by a considerable amount as they head back through 1 and 2. Higginbotham keeps second. Thomas going to take over third.
And Thomas stays in third place, but he's got Mark Truxell, Chris Cinnamon going side by side. Truxell staying high, Cinnamon diving down low. Cinnamon trying to use that bottom line to his advantage. None of the drivers went into the pits. The only one that did was Dustin Scruggs down in 14th place, and he's in a gaggle of cars.
Everybody now running that inside line. We talked about it being slick, but as the sun still continues to set, track is still going to get cooler, and the rubber's going to get laid down. I think that inside line is going to be the preferred line here for a while, but you can see, right as I say that, everybody trying to migrate up to that outside line, but Rhett Tucker ran the inside line throughout 3 and 4, and he was able to keep that lead and I believe extend it slightly through the middle of the corners. That inside line might be a preferred line for some of these drivers as there goes Tucker to the outside, everybody else inside.
Thomas diving into that middle line. There's Truxell dancing on the bumper of Thomas, but as I mentioned, Dustin Scruggs, he is putting significantly faster times. He just set the fastest lap of the race, and he is still moving up the track. And you can already see the difference that those new tires have just by 11 laps. As Mark Truxell and Stephen Thomas are still going side by side with each other. Dustin Scruggs is making moves already. Those new tires pushed him up into 9th place.
Rhett Tucker back up against the wall, and he is getting very close to it. Running what I like to call the Kyle Larson line as he took from sprint cars, just running right up against that cushion of the wall. And Tucker did that through turns 3 and 4, and he was able to keep that lead. So I think that line is going to start to move up the racetrack because there goes Tucker again running the outside.
Yeah, that outer line is definitely that preferred line, especially for tire grip and tire life saving. Even the AI does this strategy where they start out low and then they migrate up high. That is just where the grip is. This is the only asphalt track that I know that drives like a dirt track, which kind of makes Kansas incredibly unique. And speaking of unique, newer tires here have such incredible pace. Dustin Scruggs has entered the party. He's up at 7th, and he's joined that lead pack.
And again, as a playoff driver, he needs to make sure he's running up front, and that is what he's trying to do right now. He's 9th in the points, considerable amount under Rhett Tucker, who currently leads the race and the point standings. So he's already in the catbird seat for the championship to keep that momentum here in the playoffs, but Scruggs has a lot of climbing still to do, not only in the leaderboard of the race, but also in that playoff standings.
And he's also used one of his tire changes as well this early on in the stage, but with a good run here, he will be able to catch up the guys in the lead. As he moves up into 6th, trying to work the outside line of Mark Truxell. Oh, and the middle line's open up as Meza goes up high. And they're going to go 3 wide through third 4. Scruggs up into 5th.
Great move from Scruggs as he battles Raul Meza. Now he's going to have the top 4 in front of him. Thomas, Cinnamon, Higginbotham, then Tucker. Will he use this outside line that these top 4 are running, or will he continue to run that inside line to try and gain positions? He's going back to the inside.
He's got the
grip.
grip.
Oh, look at the run.
He's got the grip to make it work. There goes Thomas. He's door to door with Thomas. He stays low. Those new tires working a treat for him. But how much has he burned off? to stay in that groove. I know around 20 laps on the tires, they just kind of stagnate around, and Thomas is making it all the more better with them. Thomas down low on Cinnamon. Higginbotham going up high, almost against the wall. Higginbotham tries to drop down low. Scruggs going to get him as well. And we look back from Rhett Tucker at the charging 11 of Dustin Scruggs down low.
Now, he has been burning up those tires on the inside, so if he gets to the lead, he's going to really need to try and save those tires because he's burning up those new tires faster than I believe everybody else is burning up their old tires. So there goes Scruggs for the lead.
New leader of the race, number 11, Rhett Tucker Racing's Dustin Scruggs. And also, we got another driver up there who's on new tires and making a lot of moves. That is Michael McKinnon in that 13. That Michelob Ultra machine. He's not going to fight for the lead. He's going to jump up high with the rest of the folks. Then use that tires to put it down low. Tucker almost got it. Tucker's in the wall. Rhett Tucker is in the wall.
Oh, and that is the price you pay if you want to run so far up the track. And I think what also hurt him there was Dustin Scruggs being in front of him because he also moved up that line to the wall, and that dirty air caused Rhett Tucker to get tight, and right into the wall he went.
And, oh, we got another car hard into the wall. This is number 17 of Brandon Bullock.
Oh, no, I think that was a 3 of Chris Cinnamon.
Oh, Cinnamon's got a lot of damage on his car.
So the 3 got in the wall. He got into Stephen Thomas in front of him, and Bullock went down all the way to the apron to get past both of them.
Okay, Cinnamon.
2-for-1 special for the 17.
Cinnamon into the wall. Thomas got into it. Brandon Bullock just avoided both of them. Got a 2-for-1. Yeah, you're exactly right there. Nice spot, Josh.
And Chris Cinnamon has spoiler damage as well. I'm wondering if he's seeing some downforce changes on that truck. Because it's kind of a catch-22 with the iRacing service, if that's just a visual spoiler damage or if you're going to feel aero difference.
He's definitely feeling
that aero difference. Here comes Truxell, and here comes Rhett Tucker once again.
Oh, Tucker making it 3 wide through the tri-oval, and he's got a great run. Tucker trying to get Cinnamon and Truxell in that corner, and he's got all the way home right there. But Cinnamon providing a big trouble up top. I know at Talladega, if you get wing damage, it's not that hurtful, but at a track like Kansas, you kind of need it. And Tucker is still trying to get around Cinnamon, but his tires are dead right now. They've hit the fall off. And the 3 leaders right now, Scruggs, McKinnon, and Bullock, they all went into the pits. So it's going to be incredibly hard for the first non-driver who went into the pits, Jason Higginbotham, to catch up to him. And they're just pulling away. Tucker gets the move on him around the outside as Mark Truxell passes Rhett Tucker. And here goes Tucker on Cinnamon, trying to use that bottom line and what's left of his tires to his advantage. But no, can't do that. Outside line is just too fast. We're seeing a little bit of Daytona action here.
That line has definitely moved up to the outside as the tires have worn, because as those guys tried to save their tires on the outside, they've also started running up there, dropping the rubber up there. So that grip on the outside might be a little better than the inside right now. And we're seeing it with Cinnamon, even with damage. He's able to roll the top better than anybody on the bottom.
Yeah, Chris Cinnamon, even in that damage, he's in that dominant line. And once you get into that dominant line, it's kind of like a slot car track. You're just zooming on by everybody. Go slot car racing?
I have never.
Oh, you're missing out on a childhood, man. I had a slot car set. There was a slot car club down the street for me. They had this giant slot car GP track, and they would have monthly races there. Oh man, I don't know if they still exist around more, but it's a good YouTube binge watch. Like, go on and watch some slot car racing because it's very incredible to watch those things. I know it's mostly a European thing, though, and me being me, I'm all over there.
Going back up to the front, Michael McKinnon in the 13 is doing a great job running in second. He's usually not somebody we really talk about as a threat for the win, but he's done a great job conserving his tires. He's running in second right now. If we get a long green flag run in stage 3, I think Michael McKinnon might be a good pick to win this race.
Not only a good pick in stage 3, a good pick to win the stage. And a little bit of family history. Jason Higginbotham and his son Stephen Thomas, they were running 1-2 for a while, but after that caution, they've kind of split up. And Stephen Thomas, after, oh man, he's got a lot of damage on that hood. Stephen Thomas, very looking forward to the end of this stage, which is coming up very shortly.
About 8 laps to go in this stage. Make that 7 as Scruggs comes across the start-finish line again. Bullock sits in second, Higginbotham fourth, and Rhett Tucker in 5th. Tucker doing a great job rebounding. He was able to get past Truxell and Cinnamon as we were watching the battles up front. And now Truxell is looking into a fight with Rhett Tucker as they both come off of turn 2.
These two have been around each other all time.
Well, right now on the racetrack, Scruggs doing a great job still at leading. We were kind of hesitant earlier on because he showed he didn't really have that great of a qualifying effort. Qualified in 7th. He ran some practice laps after qualifying. They didn't look the cleanest, but right now he is the top dog. But here comes Michael McKinnon. Remember what I was saying, doing a great job at conserving those tires. And here he comes. He pitted with Scruggs on that first caution, along with Brandon Bullock, Casey Herring, and Eric Zimmerman and Bob Williams. They all pitted under that first caution, and now here comes the 13 of Michael McKinnon, up 10 spots from where he originally started, looking for the lead.
But he's already looking down that inside line, and that's just not the place to be. The Carpet Express car just so dominant on that top line from Dustin Scruggs that he just has that line and that advantage. No matter how much tires that McKinnon has saved, he's not going to be able to get past naturally on Dustin Scruggs unless a massive mistake happens. But Scruggs being very careful on that outside line. He's given a lot of room to that outside wall. And they're approaching a lapped car. That's the number 6 of Bob Williams. Well, and Bob not really being a big help to McKinnon right there. Kind of showing him the cold shoulder by running that inside line, and that's widening up that gap to 4:10. So that was Michael McKinnon. I would be running that outside line and get onto the bumper of Dustin Scruggs to try to force him to go down low.
3 laps to go in the stage, 2 to go this time by, and Scruggs is in the catbird seat right now for this stage win. I don't think McKinnon's going to get there in time, unfortunately, to get a pass down on Dustin Scruggs. So with 2 to go, Scruggs is looking for that stage 1 win, and that's going to set the tone for everybody else in this racing and for Dustin Scruggs' race as he gets the win here in stage 1. Still 2 more laps until we officially crown him that stage 1 winner, but so right now, no challenge from McKinnon. Half a second back the road. It looks like it's going to be Scruggs.
Yeah, it's going to be a great win, stage win for Dustin Scruggs, and it's going to be a good strategy poiser for the rest of the guys to know, hey, if there's a caution middle of the stage, it's best if we do go into the pits. Just 10 laps in, and these guys have pulled a 3-second gap to the rest of the field. Jason Higginbotham is the first driver without any tire damage, as actually no, Brandon Bullock, he's fallen down the field, but I think he's hit the wall or something as he's fallen down the field even more as Rhett Tucker gets ahead of him. But all eyes are on Dustin Scruggs as the number 11 Carpet Express car comes across the line and takes stage number 1.
And there's the caution flag for stage number 1. Dustin Scruggs grabs the win.
And our top 10 drivers who score points for stage number 1 are Scruggs, McKinnon, Higginbotham, Tucker, Bullock, Truxell, Cinnamon, Bradley, Dittmer, and Raw Meza. You're here watching the Snead Competition Design Truck Series Round 1 of the playoffs here on Racecraft TV. We'll be right back after these messages. This Racecraft TV stream is brought to you by Artesian Builds. Artesian builds high-quality custom PCs made to order for a low price. Contact Artesian Builds today to get started on your own custom PC as low as $64 a month. All Artesian builds are made live on stream. You can watch your builds and talk to the builders live at twitch.tv/Artesian Builds. For more information about Artesian Builds, check the link in the description.
Let's face it, to build a new website or redesign your existing site, you have two options. You can start by learning HTML, CSS, JavaScript, SEO, SQL, CMS, well, you get the idea. Or you can be smarter and look for someone who is a professional in web design like Snead Competition Design. We are experienced in building quality websites for our clients. We always start with strategy and planning to build a clear vision about what you need. Your website will then be passed on to the design and development phase, where we will ensure that you get a fully responsive design that is easy to use regardless of any device using the latest tools in web development. Contact us today, and let's talk about accelerating your business to the next level by creating a complete online solution.
At Makoni Setup Shop, we offer custom-built setups for any asphalt oval car. Prices starting at just $5. Weekly setups available for all Legends, late models, modifieds, and NASCAR trucks, Xfinity, and Cup cars. Do you need one-on-one driver coaching? We've got you covered. Visit www.MakoniSetupShop.com and find yourself in Victory Lane. Makoni Setup Shop, handling all your setup needs so you don't have to.
Welcome back to Racecraft TV. We're back here live at Kansas Speedway as Michael McKinnon wins the race off of pit road ahead of Rhett Tucker, and Dustin Scruggs, your stage 1 winner, came out in 3rd. But as we look at this group, it's going to be a very interesting start of the race of stage 2 to see who's going to have the advantage on these tires, since everyone is on even footing right now.
Yeah, everyone taking 4 tires, and everybody came down pit road that time by. Nobody staying out on the racetrack, so everybody on even footing, like you said, Austin, as that's pretty much the same as when we originally dropped the green flag at the beginning of this race, but we are getting ready to begin stage number 2. Believe 2 laps to go of pacing here at the Kansas Speedway before we get going here on the restart.
All right. Thankfully, it's a 1.5 mile track, so it's not going to take that long. But Michael McKinney, he does have a choice to make. How long does he want to run on that bottom line? Or does he want to jump up at top and just let the other cars drive around him for a little bit? And then with the tires that he saved, should he try to move up through the field, or should he try to defend that first spot by running on the bottom for a little bit? Because we all know what Rhett Tucker likes to be. He loves being very aggressive on these restarts. As the lights go out on the iRacing pace car right about now. I'm right on the money. As they all line up. And McKinnon, he's going to be starting on that bottom line. Now, how early are we going to expect McKinnon to go? As McKinnon and Rhett Tucker lining out the front row, followed by Scruggs and Higginbotham, Truxell and Bradley, Meza and Dittmer, Cody Knott and Jesse Sarge. Top 10 full of playoff drivers.
Now, what are these playoff drivers willing to do this early on in the playoffs? We know they're going to become more desperate for those points later on before we get to the season finale. But how desperate are they for those points right now? I think that's what we're going to find out here in Stage 2 and 3 as the battles get even more intense as we get closer to the checkered flag.
Stage 2, about 35 laps of racing distance. It's 40 laps in total, but we've already put a few of them into the books from this caution. And so we're going to find out who's going to be the best racer of Stage 2. Pace car pulls off. Here goes McKinnon. He leads out the field. We're back to racing here at Kansas for the Snead Competition Design Truck Series here on Racecraft TV. And McKinnon holding that middle line. Tucker going all the way down to the apron, getting a lot of speed off the exit. And Tucker, he's going to be nose to nose with McKinnon for the lead of this race. Tucker down low. Tucker's into the lead.
McKinnon runs the outside. I don't think that's the line he really wanted to run, but it worked out great for him as he's still side by side with Rhett Tucker, but he's also conserving those tires. As Tucker runs the inside line,
burning up his tires.
He's going to reach the fall off of those tires so much quickly.
McKinnon holding that middle line. That is incredibly smart by McKinnon. And that outside line is going to give a lot of speed off the exit as well. And he's got Mark Truxell right there. This is like Daytona. We're bumper to bumper with these guys. Almost having a two-line path racing. Tucker's got the lead heading into the corners, but McKinnon's going to have the lead coming out of the corners unless Tucker comes up and knocks McKinnon's door off. Or just cuts him off. Not crashes him. That would be bad. And Tucker and McKinnon still going side by side, heading into turns 1 and 2. McKinnon late dive down low. Tucker's got a car length. Tucker's going to go up and absorb the lead. Now here comes Dustin Scruggs down low. Stage 1 winner of Dustin Scruggs now challenging for the lead. Scruggs got a good run through 3 and 4. Scruggs is into the lead.
Great move from Dustin Scruggs to work to the lead, and here comes that entire train now on the outside.
They know that's a spot.
Those tires conserved.
They know that's a spot where they need to be because once they're in that sweet spot, they cannot really pass each other. Dustin Scruggs, really that pick. We saw McKinnon try to look down low and just try to use Scruggs as a little bit of a pick and a little bit of drafting help to get past Tucker, but it's very hard for him to make that move stick as Scruggs has got to hit that wall. We're 4 wide for the lead as Higginbotham joins the party. And here goes Scruggs. He's got a good run down low, but that outside line just has the speed. Tucker's back into the lead. McKinnon still trying to give Scruggs a little bit of a push. He's being a little bit indecisive. And here goes McKinnon. He's diving down low. I think that's more just a cover off Higginbotham. About this time is when that bottom line hits that wall. Those tires just stop working down there. And that top line is just dominant. Now Scruggs almost getting up into McKinnon.
And they are side by side for multiple rows back right now. And McKinnon holding his own in the middle. Like I talked about a little bit earlier, we haven't really seen McKinnon run up front so far this season. But right now here at Kansas, he is showing that he has a truck to beat as he holds in third place. Higginbotham behind, one of the most dominant drivers of the year. And he's holding them back as Scruggs and Tucker go side by side once again into 3.
Yeah, and they're behind the most, speaking of dominant trucks, Rhett Tucker, the points leader. Definitely the contention for the most dominant driver of the year. And here goes McKinnon going down the inside of Rhett Tucker trying to get that lead. Tucker's in the wall again.
Slight tap to the wall, not going to hurt him as much as it did earlier, but there goes McKinnon back into second. Higginbotham now trying to make a move on Rhett Tucker for third as Truxell sits behind.
Truxell's just going to sit behind there. Here goes Higginbotham on Tucker. But that bottom line, yep, they've hit that wall. McKinnon, don't go low right now. That's the wall, and you don't want to be in there. It's not the physical wall, it's more of a barrier. And Tucker and Higginbotham still going to go side by side with each other.
Higginbotham holding himself on the inside line. Rhett Tucker on the outside. And you can see trying to use a bit of side draft as they roar back into turn number 3.
Yeah, they're both on the bumper. McKinnon kind of really forced to defend 2 spots at 1 in this fight. And he's definitely going to always defend down low because they do have tires to go. And Scruggs is running that bottom line now. So McKinnon, I think it will be smart for him to run the opposite line that Scruggs is doing. Especially if he starts running down that bottom line. And we see Tucker using the draft of McKinnon to get up there into 3rd place for a little bit. But Higginbotham still getting his nose ahead, heading into 3 and 4. He's got a car length on Tucker. He's going to close the door on Rhett Tucker.
Rhett Tucker has fallen all the way back to 4th now. I think he might have burned up those tires a little faster than he was expecting. It's only been about 10 laps since the start of this run, but those tires, if you're really using them up, can fall off extremely quickly, at least to the point where you can't be in the throttle on the lines that you want to be on as much as you were previously able to. You might still be able to go full throttle on the outside line, like you see him making a move on Higginbotham now, going back to the inside. But he's definitely not going to be able to hold it full throttle on the inside like most of these other drivers who have been saving a little bit more.
Oh, he just slingshotted around Higginbotham to go down low. And he's nailed it up there into 3rd place. But I see a little bit of a wiggle happening for Tucker. These tires are on the edge now where they could just barely run that bottom line. But Tucker up into 3rd after a great move on Higginbotham. And these top 4 drivers are all nose to tail right now. Tucker not diving below the line to stay in the draft to McKinnon. He's staying up high. McKinnon looking down low. Tucker closing in on McKinnon. He's going to go around the outside of McKinnon. He's got a great run on McKinnon. McKinnon sees what's happening. He goes back up, using his spotter to his advantage. Make sure that he doesn't come up into Tucker and closes the door right there. And McKinnon's staying high. Tucker's staying high as well. Tucker's trying to make an outside move on a car that's in the middle of the track. This is great from Rhett Tucker. He's forcing McKinnon to go down low.
McKinnon using the inside line. Will it work to his advantage? Trying to make a pass, but Tucker with a great run on the outside.
If he had a draft going into there on the bottom side, it would have definitely worked. But since Tucker pretty much took away all the draft opportunity to follow Dustin Scruggs into that bottom line, it's pretty much thrown it out the window now. And here comes what McKinnon wants, is for Higginbotham to go up high and force Tucker down low. And that's the only way where I see this happening. McKinnon, though, he's still going to be trying to go for that bottom line as much as he can. He has confidence that he can handle his car right there. But if I was McKinnon, I would think about it. Stay in 4th. Take those good stage points. You finish 2nd in stage 1. And consistency is key, especially with stage points. Go for the end of the race win. And I would say pit about halfway through the final stage.
Scruggs once again out front, dominating like he did in stage 1. Not missing a beat in stage 2.
Yeah, Dustin Scruggs knows how to get around here in Kansas. And, well, we saw him actually crash in qualifying while he was doing some extra practice laps. So maybe that was just a schoolboy tomfoolery right there, where he was just, what's the word, hustling. Maybe he was just hustling the entire field. Also, we got a crazy fight for 5th place right now. They're 3 wide through turns 2 and 3.
Rhett Tucker's right on his back bumper. But once again, he's in that bubble that we've seen with these trucks where you can't really make a move. You can't get a run if you're so close to another truck, and I think he's in that bubble.
Yeah, these tires are in that bubble. He's in that aero bubble, and it's all about staying with him, staying in that draft now, and just saving these tires, especially if a caution comes out. Because if the caution comes out right now, everyone's going into the pits. Now, will everybody take 4 tires? That is a completely different question. Because I believe at the end of this race, if it does come down to pit stops, taking 2 tires will definitely win this race. But on a track with such a low embankment like Kansas, and a dual embankment, like I say, because one side of the track is more banked than the other, I feel like the left sides do get a little bit more of a workout. So 4 tires will definitely have the advantage, but 2 tires will get a good advantage coming out of the pit lane to clear out of the draft.
Top 3 really pulling away, and these have been the 3 fastest trucks all night as McKinnon falls further back in 4th. 16 laps to go here in stage number 2. As that line continues to be the outside, right up next to the wall here at the Kansas Speedway, and everybody's using it right now, making sure those tires can make it to the end without falling off so quickly.
Yeah, they definitely need to make it all the way to the end. Scruggs, Tucker, Higginbotham, nose to tail, your top 3. Very dominant. They've let McKinnon, and, Higginbotham dived way down low, trying to scare Rhett Tucker into making a mistake.
Oh, Scruggs gets too far up. He's in the wall.
Oh, and Tucker gets into him.
Damage.
Dustin Scruggs, massive damage. Rhett Tucker's got damage on his hood. And here comes Michael McKinnon. He was waiting for something to happen. McKinnon's up into 3rd. McKinnon's up into 2nd. McKinnon's got the lead on Tucker. And here comes Michael McKinnon. He's going to take the lead. He's looking on taking the lead because Rhett Tucker, he's got damage on his nose. That right side of his car is banged up, and Dustin Scruggs' car is very banged up at the back end. How unstable is that back end, and how unstable is that car going to be? McKinnon had a great run on the bottom of that top line, just so hard for them to get back up there. And here comes Higginbotham up high as well. McKinnon diving down low, unable to get past anybody on the top line because Higginbotham, he's not damaged as well. And look who's joined the party, the rest of the pack. Here goes Dittmer.
Oh, this damage to Scruggs' rear end of that truck.
Oh my goodness, they're going 3 wide.
It's just visual.
No, that is definitely affecting Scruggs and Tucker. 3 wide through the trial vote, Bradley and Dittmer, as well as Cinnamon. Cinnamon still driving with that damage still. And here comes Bradley trying to get up, and there's Scruggs!
Loose.
Scruggs very loose, regains control of that car.
Oh, that damage on the spoiler is definitely affecting him. Bradley around the 18.
No,
He came up into Dittmer.
Massive chaos back here. Keith Bradley getting very loose. Here's a replay of what happened. Gets up into Dittmer. Dittmer also Cinnamon into the wall. They come down. Almost Meza goes around. And Rhett Tucker is in the lead, followed by Higginbotham and McKinnon. Scruggs after that spin. Scruggs is in the wall again.
A good night turning disastrous now for Dustin Scruggs. And if you remember, a couple weeks ago in this series, fast repairs were taken out. So he's going to need to sit in pit road and get that damage fixed. He's going to have a real fight coming in stage 3.
The Black Cat of Kansas has walked across the pit box of Dustin Scruggs. And all the luck in the world has ran out for him. Stage 1 winner, turning into stage 2. Well, he's still going to finish in the points of this stage still, but in the last 2 laps, everything has just gone the wrong way. Because he has fallen away from our 3 leaders of Higginbotham, Tucker, and McKinnon. And Rhett Tucker was in the right place, right time, even with nose damage, which is the worst kind of damage on any type of stock car. But it's just minor front right side damage on Rhett Tucker, so it's not going to be affecting that much. And actually, he's pulling away from him. I'm thinking that kind of front end downforce that he's getting from it is kind of helping his, well, it's kind of helping his car handle through these corners. There have been there have been moments where front end damage would add handling capabilities.
I believe the word you were looking for there, Austin, was instances.
Yes, what you just said. My tongue sometimes doesn't work with me. Thank you, Josh. Joshua Lee on the dictionary.
Again, thesaurus, is that the word you were looking for there?
Yes, thank you, Josh.
Earning my Broadcaster of the Year award.
Joshua Lee, everyone. Or like Comedian of the Year.
Say a handful of laps remaining here in stage 2. As Higginbotham and Rhett Tucker still run 1 and 2.
Now Higginbotham, the strategy he needs to do is to stay on the bumper of Rhett Tucker and, well, try to go for it on the last lap, and that's what he's doing. He's got a great run, though. He might just try to send it down low immediately, but he's not going to, just staying behind Rhett Tucker, keeping it smart about it and the safe direction, but he's already looking down low and trying to get some of that cool Kansas air into his truck.
Oh, he slid up the track again. Every time he does that, just looks like he's about to go into the wall, but he's keeping that truck out of it. Just very risky to run right up against that wall. And it's
Higginbotham.
I don't think the payout is that much, but there goes Higginbotham to the inside. Does he have enough tires to make that move?
He's got enough speed to make it, but does he have enough room to slide up against Tucker? Tucker, no, he's still there. They're side by side still. Heading into 3-4, Higginbotham not. Oh, the elbows are out here trying to force Tucker into the wall, not fully going down low. A little bit of rough and tumble action right here. The battle for 4th is absolutely nutty right now. Scruggs stuck in a 3-way fight between Truxell, Bradley, and Meza all around him, and so the battle for 4th is now just between Truxell and Bradley. They were 3 wide. Now they're still 2 wide right up here. Truxell down low on Bradley, but Bradley has that outside line. He's going to swing around it right there. Bradley in the 18 stays ahead of the 5 of Truxell. 3 laps to go. Scruggs trying to look down through the inside. Bradley closes off the door, drops down low. Here comes Truxell again. This time covering off Dustin Scruggs. Scruggs staying on that outside line, trying to get ahead of Bradley.
Oh, Bradley is loose on the outside line.
Oh, the tires not having any grip anywhere. As all 4 of these cars trying to get the most points as well, as all of them are in the playoffs.
They race back to the line, take 2 to go. Here in stage number 2. Can Scruggs get by Keith Bradley? Scruggs is in 5th.
Higginbotham. Higginbotham's trying.
Side back up for the lead.
Yeah, Higginbotham's trying on Trucker once more, but Rhett Tucker stays ahead of Higginbotham. Higginbotham had a good run, and he was very optimistic as they're coming up on some of these lap cars. Can they use the draft to one of the cars ahead of them? 1 lap to go here in stage 2. This is
Doesn't matter how the tires feel after this lap. They're going to be changing them under the caution. What will Higginbotham do?
Oh, they got Zimmerman on the inside. Both of them are going to have to go up high. Higginbotham's going to try to use Zimmerman as a little bit of a pick. He's going to make it go 3 wide.
Dirty air.
But the dirty air is just making it so hard for Higginbotham. And it's going to be Rhett Tucker taking stage number 2 here at Kansas.
And the caution is out. That will be the end of stage number 2. Tucker takes the win.
You're at stage points winner. Well, actually, hopefully these two guys hold each other off and don't make any stupid passes under caution. All right, now that they have all settled down, your stage points winners are Rhett Tucker, Higginbotham, McKinnon, Bradley, Scruggs, Meza, Truxell, Sidman, Daniels, and Casey Herring in 10th place. You're here watching the Snead Competition Design Truck Series here at Kansas Speedway for round 1 of the playoffs. You're here on Racecraft TV. We'll be right back after these messages. This Racecraft TV stream is brought to you by Artesian Builds. Artesian builds high-quality custom PCs made to order for a low price. Contact Artesian Builds today to get started on your own custom PC as low as $64 a month. All Artesian builds are made live on stream. You can watch your builds and talk to the builders live at twitch.tv/Artesian Builds. For more information about Artesian Builds, check the link in the description.
Let's face it, to build a new website or redesign your existing site, you have two options. You can start by learning HTML, CSS, JavaScript, SEO, SQL, CMS, well, you get the idea. Or you can be smarter and look for someone who is a professional in web design like Snead Competition Design. We are experienced in building quality websites for our clients. We always start with strategy and planning to build a clear vision about what you need. Your website will then be passed on to the design and development phase, where we will ensure that you get a fully responsive design that is easy to use regardless of any device using the latest tools in web development. Contact us today, and let's talk about accelerating your business to the next level by creating a complete online solution.
At Makoni Setup Shop, we offer custom-built setups for any asphalt oval car. Prices starting at just $5. Weekly setups available for all Legends, late models, modifieds, and NASCAR trucks, Xfinity, and Cup cars. Do you need one-on-one driver coaching? We've got you covered. Visit www.MakoniSetupShop.com and find yourself in Victory Lane. Makoni Setup Shop, handling all your setup needs so you don't have to.
Welcome back to Racecraft TV. We're back here live at Kansas Speedway for round 1 of the Snead Competition Design Series playoffs. As coming out of the pits cycle, Jason Higginbotham and Michael McKinnon are leading out the field. Rhett Tucker, he's dropped down to 12th. Remember,
that is not a good pit stop.
Well, he had that damage. Remember
especially
that.
with that damage, but it wasn't that much damage even. I believe it only added about 15 seconds to his stop, but that just shows any amount of time extra on that pit stop is not going to help you positively.
Yeah, that's going to be very disastrous for our Stage 2 winner. Stage 1 going to Dustin Scruggs, who had a lot of damage, and he's dropped down to 16th place. And the man who's been up there, well, the two guys who've been up there are currently leading the race, Higginbotham and McKinnon, as they now have to start working together and start thinking, when should we start thinking about going into the pits for Stage 3? I know Stage 3 is only 54 laps long, and it's going to be about 50 laps in total of track time. Are we going to expect a 25 and 25 pit stop strategy here?
I think a couple of drivers will do that. But what I'm really looking to watch here is the drivers who try and stretch their tires for 50 laps.
Oh, that...
We saw some drivers try and stretch it for 35. They're going to have to add 15 laps to those tires. I think some will try it, but I think those playoff drivers especially are going to take the safe route, make sure they can make it to the end, and pit at halfway. But I think the drivers that can make it to the end on one set, on this set they're currently on, might have a chance at the win if they get up far enough when the pit stops are happening. I think we might also see some drivers maybe try and stretch it to 40 and then have a final maybe 10-lap sprint at the end. It's all going to be depending on the driver and how much they wear those tires off the start, especially this restart right here.
It's all going to rely on this restart and how clean these guys are. We've seen a very clean race here. I say we're going to have a pretty much even split of the field, half of them going for that 25-25, but some mad crazy person is going to go for that mad strategy, and I'm going to believe it's going to be the number 12 of Jesse Sarge. They're going to try to go for all 50 laps. They've been very quiet today, but they would benefit the most out of it. As it's Higginbotham in charge of the restart, and here we go! Back to racing! Stage 3 underway here in the round 1 of the Snead Competition Design Truck Series playoffs here at Kansas. And Keith Bradley got an amazing start on McKinnon. Bradley and Truxell nose to tail already. Bradley swings up the track, closes off McKinnon, but McKinnon holding Truxell down low, making him stay honest right there. And we see McKinnon do this a lot, just holding that middle line in between everybody else, kind of getting the draft on the outside, getting the draft on the inside, and keeping that middle line and being more conservative on his tires than aggressive.
With that damage from Rhett Tucker, this is the first time Higginbotham will really have a chance to run in clean air.
Bradley got very loose. They're going to be 3 wide off the exit, and Mez almost gets into the 9 of Harry. And where did Casey Harry come from?
This is the first time he's been up here as well. And Bradley on the outside, Lumpkin in the 87. We also haven't talked about him tonight.
Everybody.
Oh, here comes Rhett Tucker as well in the 99.
Oh my goodness, Tucker, you mad lad. They're going to go 4 wide through the tri-oval. Tucker all the way down low on Meza. Meza forced to go high.
Oh,
Tucker making 1
87.
and 2. Lumpkin was in the wall for a little bit. Tucker's going to take advantage of that, trying to get up ahead, but he's not going to get up ahead. Lumpkin has the speed off the exit. Tucker and Lumpkin going side by side, heading into turns 3 and 4. Tucker just giving a free pass as Bradley just stays up ahead. I think Bradley knew that Tucker was down there.
So now with Rhett Tucker really using up his tires here early, he is going to need to pit during this stage. The main question is when.
When indeed is the best place to do it. We see cars that went on 11-lap newer tires just dominate the field. And if we see that, we can definitely see that again. Because we know these guys can make it on 40-lap old tires. The thing is, I want to see somebody try to make it on 50. And the way to make it on 50 is to stay in the draft of somebody, save your tires, and just save your fuel. Because they're going to be on barely enough fuel. As we see Tucker just making moves. There's Herring. He's going to try to battle it down low, but Tucker has that higher line now. And there goes Herring down low. He's got the speed, but Tucker off the exit. He's just powering it through there. And, ooh, they touch.
Whoa!
Harry getting a little bit elbows out on Tucker.
While all this is going on with Tucker, Higginbotham has checked out. With the gap between him and Truxell, a little over a half a second right now. As they continue to run 1 and 2. Higginbotham, remember, he started on the pole.
He had a great restart. He just pulled away from everyone. And then immediately the fight for second was just so tense that he was able to just pull away as we get this great shot from our blimp, our Racecraft TV blimp right here, that Higginbotham is just pulling away. We see McKinnon and Truxell still going side by side, not working together at all. As if they can just keep fighting like that, it's not going to help at all. As we see McKinnon try to elbow his way up into second place, but Truxell on that outside line is just too much for McKinnon. And here comes McKinnon through the tri-oval. Can he get to it? No, he doesn't. That outside line is just too good right now. And as I continue to do that, look who's coming up. It's when the Jaws theme starts coming in as we go on board of Rhett Tucker, who's joined the fight for second place.
And the main thing I'm worried about with Tucker is how fast he's burning off those tires, because that means he's either going to have to pit earlier during this stage, or he's going to struggle so much until he reaches that pit window that he's not going to have enough time on the other side of the pit window to regain all the positions that he lost with the worn tires.
It's a catch-22. Truxell starting to catch up to Higginbotham after McKinnon has stopped trying to fight him, but Tucker, he's been very aggressive on those tires, and he's now thinking about strategy. I'm going to say for Tucker, about 20 laps to go is when he's going to go into the pits. It's from 30 to 20 laps. That's your good pit window, and that's when those tires are going to be in those sweet spot. The earlier you pit, good, you'll have a better run up on everybody through the field earlier on. The later you pit, you're going to be at a more disadvantage at the start of it, but you're going to be at the massive advantage at the end of the run. So it's going to be a big strategy. 25 is my bet to go in, but that's a very safe bet. But I'd say the more risky people are going to go for 30 to go. As we see Tucker looking inside on McKinnon. Looking down low, trying to use his speed to his advantage. McKinnon uses that highlight. Tucker sending it down low. Is he going to close the door mid-corner? Because he's got the space. And he does close off McKinnon. But he gets tapped. McKinnon taps Tucker. Tucker closed off the door just a little bit too much. And he stubbed McKinnon's toe, which gave Tucker a little bit of damage right there. But the iRacing gods gave him that damage back. And McKinnon's not going to be happy about that. Because there was contact between Rhett Tucker and McKinnon. Let's run on board the back of Rhett Tucker as he comes up the track. Just watch this. Comes up and then boom. It was a small tap, but a very aggressive door closing.
Battle for the lead is brewing as well, as here comes Mark Truxell in the 5. Trying to pass Jason Higginbotham in the 56. Can he get to his bumper?
Well, Truxell is holding high.
Run for a couple laps now. And I think those tires are really starting to wear. They're going to start to lose some grip if they burned them up early.
Also through the... Oh, we got a car going through the track. That is Chris Cinnamon through the grass. No caution. But Cinnamon went for a ride. Here's what happened. He's battling with Dustin Scruggs. Comes up and Scruggs just comes down on Cinnamon. Almost caution and almost an entire wrench in the system right here.
We are on 35 laps to go, so I would expect in about 5 laps that pit window is going to open. And we might start to see some guys start to work their way into pit road.
Who do you think's going to go first?
Drivers still try and stretch. I think the drivers that are going to go first are maybe 10th and back. Maybe we'll see Meza come in, Thomas, Scruggs, not.
Oh, McKinnon's got damage. McKinnon's got a lot of damage. Look at the back of McKinnon's car.
And he's been falling like a rock ever since that tap with Rhett Tucker.
No, when did he get the damage on the back end? That was not from Rhett Tucker. He tapped Rhett Tucker to get that damage on the front. Somebody hit him. Was that Stephen Thomas? Look at Stephen Thomas's front nose.
No, what happened, I just went back. It was on lap 98. He went into turn 3 a little too high, hit the wall, came off of the wall, and Justin Lumpkin hit him square in the middle of his tailgate, and that's how we got that spoiler damage.
Oh, I just saw the replay right there. Yeah, that is a nasty hit for McKinnon. Stephen Thomas trying to battle it on Raul Meza. I think we might see our first pit taker right now, but to be honest, it's not that serious of a damage, but it's definitely going to be affecting him a lot. And they're in a massive pack right now. Raul Meza and Stephen Thomas are side by side for 10th place. And you get to see, even a car that's very damaged, they can still hold their gear to a car that has no damage in everything. I feel like one of these drivers in this position are going to go into the pits first.
I think we might see Scruggs come in first. I think that's because he won stage 1. He knows he has the speed. He just needs the track position. So he might try an overcut on a couple of these drivers and try and just stretch those tires like he did in stage 1 and stretch them to the end of the race.
He pitted early on stage 1.
He did pit early in stage 1, but he only ran about 30 laps on those tires, and he won that stage, and he climbed up through the field with those tires and still was able to use them late.
Yeah, at overcuts, you stay out. At undercut, you go first.
Oh, then I mixed those up, so we'll be an undercut attempt.
And the first one to go into the pit lane is Chris Cinnamon. We saw him running through the infield. And
he's got a lot of damage to the right side.
Yeah, we saw him take a big hit earlier, so we might see everyone seeing Chris Cinnamon into the pits. They might start getting some influence. Stephen Thomas dropping down the field. Thomas is in the wall. Caution does not come out. Thomas carries on. Thomas is going extremely slow. Here's a replay of what happened to Stephen Thomas. Thomas was falling. McKinnon got up into the wall, and well, he stayed up there to let everyone pass out. And it looked like he wanted to try to dive into the pit lane. Speaking of the pit lane, Rhett Tucker has entered the pits, as well as Taylor Peacock. Tucker in pit lane. He was the first one to go of our leaders.
He's going to have a lot of tire conservation to do then, as we are just around,
Look at the
28 laps to go.
There was something at the top because Higginbotham has pulled out a 2.5 second gap to Herring behind him. And more drivers going into the pits. Truxell and Bullock are headed to the pits. I'm not sure if there's another Truxell in the league. And here comes Stephen Thomas dragging his car into the pit lane. Where is Higginbotham going to go? When is Higginbotham going to go? He's going to go right now. Higginbotham into the pit lane. Herring stays out. New leader. And here comes McKinnon into the pits, as well as Sargent. McKinnon spun it in the pit lane. Very bad pit entry from McKinnon. Locked up the brakes. And he went sliding into the grass. Higginbotham also went into the pit lane. Oh, wait. We already said that. I'm going crazy over here.
So leader is in. Herring still has not come in. Neither has Lumpkin, Bradley, Scruggs.
25 to go.
Rez is now coming in. So is Daniels. Not stayed out. Dittmer stayed out. And here comes Higginbotham.
Yeah, Jason Higginbotham's coming out of the track right now. There goes Dustin Scruggs. Where is Herring? Well, Herring's already passed Scruggs, but when is Herring going to go into the pits? Or is he going to try to go into the pits? Because he's already a lap ahead of the person who just went into the pits of Jason Higginbotham and Rhett Tucker. Tucker leading out the field net-wise. The first car lap down is Raul Meza, but they're in the pits. Cody Knott and Dittmer are in the pit lane. Tucker and Higginbotham are leading the charge on Herring, but Herring's a lap ahead. I think Herring could, if he stays doing what he does, he will have an advantage if he stays out, if he has enough fuel. Bradley is on Herring, though. I said that it was just a little bit of a glitch, but Herring Bradley and Lumpkin, they're staying out. Tucker and Higginbotham, they're closing in. They're right on the heels of them.
Well,
Yeah.
Herring is still on the racetrack. Bradley's still on the racetrack. Lumpkin on the racetrack. Scruggs, Osment, Knott is in the pits. Dittmer's coming in now. Zimmerman is staying out, and then it starts Rhett Tucker, who has taken the lead, the provisional lead. Oh, they almost hit Scruggs, but he has taken the provisional lead. As Higginbotham now right behind, but everybody in front of them still needs to come down pit road as they stay a lap down as well.
Yeah, there's still a lap down, and if Herring continues this run, it's going to be hard for Tucker because all he needs to do, Casey Herring, is just continue running and running those consistent laps and just hope that he has enough fuel for the end. And what's the cool part is Zimmerman heads into the pits now, so that's going to be more spots for Rhett Tucker and Higginbotham. The two new tires, they're running the fastest laps of the race, but it's only about 1 second to Casey Herring and 2 seconds to everyone else.
Bradley just said on the iRacing voice chat he's coming in. There goes Rhett Tucker right in between those two. Lumpkin still stays out.
Yeah, there goes
but
Bradley.
they're fighting for their lap back right now.
Yeah, Tucker
and Higginbotham are getting very close to Herring to getting their lap back just on the racetrack.
Yeah, that's what they need. We got our timing up and our overall position up in the track map. You get to see the green outlined position of Rhett Tucker, and the dot in front of him is Casey Herring and Justin Lumpkin. Actually, they just passed Justin Lumpkin. All they have is Casey Herring, and there's Casey Herring and Rhett Tucker trying to get their lap back. Here goes Rhett Tucker down low. Tucker, Higginbotham, both of them get their lap back. Now they have an entire track to catch up to Casey Herring. What they don't want right now is for a caution to come out.
Herring is still staying out. I'm very surprised those tires are even still working. His lap times have really slowed down. 32.8 last time by. This time by 33.2. That is 2 seconds off the pace.
Yeah, 32.8, 32.87, 32.9, 32.8, 33.2. 5/10 he's lost that time by.
Herring is going to need to come in hopefully sooner rather than later, but he's staying out. Lumpkin is still staying out. Scruggs is still staying out. Same thing with Osment. And Rhett Tucker and Higginbotham, now the final two on the lead lap as they raced past Herring to get their lap back. And there goes Bullock grabbing his lap back the manual way as well.
Yeah, Brennan Bullock definitely trying to chase down Tucker and Higginbotham. He's on the newest tires. And Herring just trying to do everything he can to stay up ahead. So let's switch over to the fight for the net lead and chasing down of Casey Herring between Jason Higginbotham and Rhett Tucker. The first two guys on the newest tires charging up the field.
I'm watching the gaps, and as they come off of turn 2, they were 28.5 seconds back from Herring. I want to see when they come through turn 2 once again this time by as Truxell goes past Herring, how much they can really close in on Herring in a single lap. It looks to be just already about a second, maybe a little over 1 second closing in each lap.
But caution's out!
Caution!
Cars through the trial. Keith Bradley is spun around.
Well, this changes everything.
This has definitely changed everything. What looked to be a solid win for Casey Herring with that, because with the math that you were saying, with 2 seconds per lap, you looked like Casey was going. it looked like
It was
Casey
about
Herring.
a second per lap, and they weren't going to catch him.
Yeah, the caution is out, and this is what brought out the caution. Keith Bradley spinning it on the outside, and that brings out the caution. Jesse Starrs pulling it through the tri-oval. And now Herring catches up to the pace car. This is just devastating because right behind him is coming Rhett Tucker and everyone else. But Tucker and everybody else, they have a big gap to still fill to catch up through the field. They're in turns 1 and 2 right now. Herring's at the pit lane entrance. This is going to be a race coming into pit road. And Herring's just like easing on the pace car, saying, let me by, let me by, let me by. Herring's going to race it onto pit road. They're followed by Justin Lumpkin. Scruggs as well. Scott Osment heading into the pit lane. Where is Tucker? They're in turns 4 right now. Tucker is going to get the lead. And Tucker's going into the pit lane.
Higginbotham's in too.
Bullock's in. Everybody's going to the...
Russell's in.
Stephen Thomas staying out. He's getting his lap back through the pace car. Oh my goodness. It's going to be a race through the pit road.
Every lead lap car came down.
Oh my goodness. This is nuts. Who's going to be winning the race off pit road? Who's going to be the first car to cross that line? It's going to be Casey Herring retaining the lead.
Who's coming out second?
It's going to be Scruggs and Lumpkin. Scott Osmat took 2 tires. He's going to jump Tucker and Higginbotham.
Truxell's still in pit road getting damage fixed. Bullock is out. Truxell's the only one left.
Casey Herring retains the lead after a last just monumentally close caution in the closing laps of this race. Tucker and Higginbotham, they both thought that, I swear, if one of them stayed out, they would have had this. But then they would have to face this on older tires. But the 2-tire pit stop by Dustin Scruggs and Scott Osment, very well. And Stephen Thomas going back into the pit lane to fix that damage, though. But my goodness, that worked out so well for Casey Herring.
That is exactly what Herring needed to have just a even. He had a better chance to win the race if it stayed green, but he still keeps that chance right now if he can hold off Rhett Tucker, which is a big task to do. But with only 10 laps, if he uses those tires really well, he has a good 3-truck gap between him and Rhett Tucker. He might still have a good chance at this win, but he also has Dustin Scruggs, who is very fast as well.
And what they do not want is another caution, because we know on how aggressive Tucker can get on restarts. We don't want to see Tucker getting somebody turned being this aggressive, but we've seen some crazy stuff before here on Racecraft TV, and playoffs just means everything can get even a little bit more crazier. You're here watching the Snead Competition Design Truck Series, round 1 of the playoffs. 10 to go when we come back after this small break. This Racecraft TV stream is brought to you by Artesian Builds. Artesian builds high-quality custom PCs made to order for a low price. Contact Artesian Builds today to get started on your own custom PC as low as $64 a month. All Artesian builds are made live on stream. You can watch your builds and talk to the builders live at twitch.tv/Artesian Builds. For more information about Artesian Builds, check the link in the description. Welcome back to Racecraft TV. We're back here live with for the Snead Competition Design Truck Series. The lights are out on the iRacing Pace truck, and with 10 laps to go when we go back to green flag racing, it's going to be Casey Herring, Dustin Scruggs, Justin Lumpkin, Scott Osment, Rhett Tucker, Jason Higginbotham fighting out for the lead of this race, and the rest of the field joining them as well. Stephen Thomas, last car to go into the pit lane. Everybody else stayed out to go for the pits.
They're coming through 3 and 4 right now. It's time to put this race into the history books. 10 laps to go when we go to green for the Snead Competition Design Truck Series. And it's time to go back to racing as Harry puts the pedal to the metal. And what a start by Justin Lumpkin. And look who also has a
great takes second, but Rhett Tucker's battling for third. He's going to take the inside.
Rhett Tucker immediately jumping down the inside of his teammate. Rhett Tucker all the way up into third place. 2 spots made.
How much is Lumpkin going to block?
Not at all. Yes, at all. Oh, Lumpkin showing the elbows, showing Tucker the door, saying, I'm keeping you behind me.
Oh, but he's going to do the switchback.
Tucker and Lumpkin. We've seen some heated fights between these two. Tucker down low. He's on the bumper of Casey Herring. Casey Herring going high. Tucker staying low. Justin Lumpkin trying to go for the switchback. He got into Scruggs though. Tucker down low. Tucker is into the lead.
Oh, now what will Dustin Scruggs do as he gets second away from Herring? Will he make a move on Rhett Tucker, and when will he do it?
Look at Higginbotham. They're going to go 3 wide through the tri-oval. Higginbotham over that bottom line.
Second.
Higginbotham's got a great run. Chasing down Rhett Tucker. Dustin Scruggs trying to hold off Higginbotham from coming back up to the track. Just trying to minimize that advantage that he has. Higginbotham forced to stay down low. Trying to use that speed he has on that bottom line. Trying to use those new tires to his advantage. But Tucker's holding that outside line. Higginbotham's got that inside line. Higginbotham's got a good run. They're still going to be 2 wide and 3 wide behind him. Battling out for second place and trying to chase down Rhett Tucker. Which line's going to have the advantage? Scruggs shows Higginbotham the door.
They're still side by side behind Rhett Tucker, but Tucker's not pulling away enough.
Big hit from Higginbotham and Scruggs. The elbows are out. The fists are out. Someone is about to get the barroom stool and throw it at somebody else. Higginbotham's got a great run. Still the door and the elbows are being shown to him. Tucker went a little bit wide off his exit. Here comes Higginbotham. He slams the door shut on Scruggs, but now Scruggs got the inside line on Higginbotham. And behind him, Hastings. Herring, caution is out. Herring, big hit. Oh, no. Brandon Bullock and Casey Herring get together. They bring out the 5th caution of the night. And that was all behind the chaos for first. Herring, Lumpkin, and Bullock all involved. And then there were 3. Josh, how is your heart? How's your heart right now? Is it still breathing?
Oh, yeah, it is. And that was some great battling. We're going to do it all over again with this restart. I think we will be in overtime.
I think, yeah, we will be in overtime, just barely. But now, strategy. Let's talk strategy. Who's going to go for 2 tires? I mentioned it earlier. I'd say a 2-tire pit stop is going to go win this race. And Tucker, he's looking. Tucker's looking. Tucker's going for the fake.
Like I said, I didn't think anybody was going to pit in the top. First one pitting is Lumpkin. He's in 8th. The leaders were not going to take that chance, especially with only 2 laps to go when we go back racing.
Meza didn't have any damage.
Think they were going to make that.
Meza does not have any damage. Dittmer does not have any damage. I say if these drivers right here go for 2 tires, they will win.
They're going to be way too far down the order. Whoever comes out first is coming out
yeah, they're going to be coming out in 9th, but everyone stayed out. Keith Bradley is on tires from lap 114. They're going to be on newer tires just about by 7 laps, but we've seen what an advantage of new tires is going to be. The winner off of pit road is going to be Tyler Daniels and that 93, followed by Dittmer and Meza. So these guys are playing the gambling game, and you're going to be lucky that there's a casino outside of turn 2 right here, because the odds are stacked against them, but we've seen some crazy stuff happen here. And on this restart, can Rhett Tucker hold off that bottom line on Higginbotham, or is Higginbotham going to try to use that outside line to his advantage? Or will they have the tires to run that bottom line? We'll see. We'll definitely see. We're not going to commercial right here, as we just let the tension build, the strategy go through the head. The pace car comes across the line, and the lights are staying on. As I thought we were 1 lap to go, but nope, we're 2 laps to go now. So Josh, who do you think has the advantage here?
I think the advantage goes to Rhett Tucker. I mean, with his track position, he's known for getting great restarts, especially in first. He is definitely has the most advantage. He is the favorite to win right now, but I wouldn't count out Dustin Scruggs, because we know he won stage 1. He wants more hardware, and I think he's going to go for that win very quickly on the inside. And with only 2 to go, he's going to need to make that move quick. I think we might see a move for 3 wide going into turn number 1 if he can keep up with Rhett Tucker on the restart.
Scruggs has some damage, though.
Doesn't seem to be affecting him too much.
It's very minor. I say Higginbotham is going to surprise a lot of people here. You've been leaving Higginbotham out of this for so long. I say Higginbotham is going to surprise us right now. He's going to fake like he's going to high. He's going to pull off a massive switchback on Tucker, because Tucker has been kind of inconsistent on that outside line. So if he could force Tucker up high, Tucker might be eating wall just a little bit. But also, the first car on the new tires is Daniels in 9th place. And I think he's going to go for a little bit of an upset, as well as Tyler Dittmer in 10th. As the lights are out on the pace car as they head through turns 1 and 2. Who is it going to be? 3 laps to go. Green, white checkered, going to be in the air. And it's going to be Racecraft TV overtime here in the NASRA.
When will Rhett Tucker go? He can go anywhere between the pace car and when the flagman drops the green flag. When will he hit that loud pedal and get going?
I'm expecting him to go immediately when that pace car pulls in, but I think he's going to wait about half a second before that happens. So we're going to see 1, 2, 3. Here it goes, Rhett Tucker.
Green, green, green.
And it was a good restart by Higginbotham and Scruggs. They read that perfectly. And look at Scruggs, jumps down to the inside. Great restart by Scruggs.
Wrecking in the back, McKinnon's around, caution.
Oh, they're still wrecking. But Michael McKinnon, it was a very bad restart for him. Cars checked up, and McKinnon was just turned around by the 6. Oh, that's not how you do a overtime restart. McKinnon is not happy. I wouldn't be as well. 6th caution of the night. You're here watching Racecraft TV. We'll be right back for the start of the final overtime here for the Snead Competition Design Truck Series here at Kansas.
This Racecraft TV stream is brought to you by Artesian Builds. Artesian builds high-quality custom PCs made to order for a low price. Contact Artesian Builds today to get started on your own custom PC as low as $64 a month. All Artesian builds are made live on stream. You can watch your builds and talk to the builders live at twitch.tv/Artesian Builds. For more information about Artesian Builds, check the link in the description.
Let's face it, to build a new website or redesign your existing site, you have 2 options. You can start by learning HTML, CSS, JavaScript, SEO, SQL, CMS, well, you get the idea. Or you can be smarter and look for someone who is a professional in web design like Snead Competition Design. We are experienced in building quality websites for our clients. We always start with strategy and planning to build a clear vision about what you need. Your website will then be passed on to the design and development phase, where we will ensure that you get a fully responsive design that is easy to use regardless of any device using the latest tools in web development. Contact us today, and let's talk about accelerating your business to the next level by creating a complete online solution.
At Makoni Setup Shop, we offer custom-built setups for any asphalt oval car. Prices starting at just $5. Weekly setups available for all Legends, late models, modifieds, and NASCAR trucks, Xfinity, and Cup cars. Do you need one-on-one driver coaching? We've got you covered. Visit www.MakoniSetupShop.com and find yourself in Victory Lane. Makoni Setup Shop, handling all your setup needs so you don't have to.
Welcome back to Racecraft TV. We're back here live under caution as we're waiting for everyone to get back up to the pace car and get ready to get going again. And while under pace car, Tyler Dittmer, the car on the newest tires, well, in just 2 corners, he did make up 2 spots. He's up into 7th. So those new tires not looking so silly right now, as they're going to be behind Keith Bradley, and Keith Bradley's restart wasn't the best. But we're all back here getting ready for the final overtime. They have to keep it clean, or else this race is not going to be very appeasing to watch. But that's playoffs for you, baby. Everyone fighting for that bottom line.
It's going to be a main battle, I believe, between Tucker and Scruggs on this restart, because Tucker is going to get that great restart like we all know. Scruggs is going to fall into line right in front of Higginbotham, and it's going to be what will Scruggs do to get to the back bumper, and what will he do when he's there to get past Rhett Tucker? What is he willing to do to not only his opponent, but also his team boss?
Yeah, Dustin Scruggs and Rhett Tucker, I know they kind of help each other on the radio with, hey, I'm restarting right now. But Higginbotham is going to be on the behind of Tucker. He's going to know exactly when Tucker's going to go, but I think Tucker's going to tell Scruggs when he's going to go as well. We're going to stay on board with Jason Higginbotham as he takes us to the green flag behind Rhett Tucker, and we're going to see exactly what he sees as we ride on board with him. And it's a pitch black night here in Kansas. And if that isn't spooky enough, it's Friday the 13th. So I say nobody wants the bad luck on their side. And I say the person who wants to be the most lucky right here is Rhett Tucker. So something weird's going to happen. I just feel it. It's that type of night. Well, the flashes of light, and here goes Tucker immediately. And we're going back to racing overtime here in the first round of the playoffs of the Snead Competition Design Truck Series. Tucker, Scruggs, Higginbotham.
Scruggs falls in the line into second. About a truck length between the two.
Here comes Scruggs. Scruggs looking down low.
Higginbotham too.
Higginbotham being caged in, though. There's by Scruggs down low.
He's to the inside.
Dustin Scruggs into the lead down low. Tucker still holding it outside line. Here comes Higginbotham. He's going to force Tucker to stay high.
3 wide.
3 wide.
White flag.
White flag through the triangle. Higginbotham through the middle. Higginbotham takes the lead. Tucker stayed high. Tucker stays in second place. Higginbotham and Tucker side by side. Mark Truxell's joined in for third place. Higginbotham holding that bottom line. Tucker trying to hold it down with him. Higginbotham and Tucker, wheel to wheel, nose to tail. And it's going to be Higginbotham staying low. It's going to be a drag race to the line. Higginbotham and Tucker. Higginbotham and Tucker. Higginbotham takes the win.
A move with 2 to go, coming to the white flag, up the middle for Higginbotham, and he gets the win.
And there was a massive crash coming across the line, but I don't think this man cares about anything. Higginbotham played that like chess for the win. Made it go 3 wide, forced Tucker to stay outside. Dustin Scruggs was running out of room on the inside, and he just pulled that through there. Again, let's take a replay of what happened. Higginbotham snuck it through there, and it was photo across the line of the white flag. He closed off Scruggs down low. Scruggs had nowhere to go. Tucker couldn't go down low because Higginbotham was right there. Higginbotham had the lead, and Tucker had nothing to do about it. And then there was what happened behind him with Chris Cinnamon and the rest of the entire field, and I'm just going to let this speak for itself. Cinnamon, Meza turns Bradley ahead of him. Bradley comes back up track. Cinnamon gets collected, and a multi-car incident happens as, oh my goodness, Keith Bradley got absolutely pounced right there. As you can see, the Vulture's going for his car, and as he just tries to limp it across the line, he just barely gets it across the line to get 15th, but I think the man that we all want to see right now, it's Jason Higginbotham burning it down here at the checkered flag. What a race, what a finish, and what a result for Jason Higginbotham. Congrats, big congrats here. He takes the win here in the first round of the playoffs, and here are your overall results. As we try to show them. All right, they're glitched. Great. Thankfully, there's a tower. Here are your overall results. Jason Higginbotham takes the win ahead of Rhett Tucker, Mark Truxell, Dustin Scruggs, Tyler Dimmer, Brandon Bullock, Stephen Thomas, Tyler Daniels, Raul Meza, Ben Ganoisky, Jesse Sarge, Chris Cinnamon, Jonathan Munda, Justin Lumpkin, Keith Bradley, Casey Herron, Cody Knott, Michael McKinnon, Bob Williams, Eric Zimmerman, Scott Osmat, and Taylor Peacock at the end of the grid. But all eyes are on Jason Higginbotham as he takes the win here today. And I believe we have him here in the broadcasting booth with us. Let's talk to the man himself, Higgy himself, Jason Higginbotham. He takes the win.
What's happening, fellas? What's happening?
Oh my goodness, it was the last lap chess move you pulled right there for the win. How are you feeling today?
Man, I feel great. I figure I was going to pull off a third for sure behind a couple of them teammates. I was not going to get by, but then again, I was not going to be held up. I said, to hell with it. You know what I mean? I went for it.
You certainly did, went for it, and you picked your way through the middle to go 3 wide with the white flag in the air. That first restart, you kind of got dunked on. Did you kind of feel blessed with that second restart?
Well, yeah, the outside line wasn't the place to be with them two on the inside row. So I'm sure they were on their team speak or Discord saying, "All right, ready, go." But it was either checkers or records right there for me. I'll be honest with you. I after a while of getting worked over, you kind of get fed up. So I was either going to be checkers or records, and it just happened to get lucky right there.
Well, you definitely take the lead in the playoffs, and I believe you secured your way into the next round with that win. Just how is your overall feelings from that race? Because you were so close, you were always up there, but the stage win and just wouldn't come to you, and you were just kind of left out of all the betting odds right there.
I tell you, it was kind of frustrating because the first stage I was kind of riding. Um, the second stage I was kind of riding, and then the third stage at the last stage I was driving my tail off at the beginning of it, trying to get a little gap there. And I tell you, Mark Truxell and Rhett and them run me down like a tenth, a tenth, a tenth. So I got for a little frustrated and didn't know honestly if I had the truck to win there right there. But it turned out it did, so it was great. Yeah, I was definitely getting a little frustrated because I was trying to run and get away there at the beginning of that last stage.
Well, when you did, before we let you go, Jason, anyone you want to thank?
Yeah, yeah, I got to thank Mike McKinnon and Snead Competition Truck Design and the whole series here. This was definitely one of the best races we've run so far. I don't know if taking out the repairs have helped or what, but it seems to have helped to me. No fast repairs definitely makes the races a lot better to me. We get a lot more give and take. This was a good track for us, though. So it was definitely awesome. But yeah, I definitely want to thank Mike McKinnon, Snead Competition Truck Designs, and I got to thank Stephen Thomas. He was steadily in my ear, raising Kane the whole race. So I had to put that out while he was raising Kane coming from the back. But that's okay. It's all good. I enjoyed it.
Well, as we watch you burn it down on the front straight, a big congratulations to take the first round of the
Thank you,
playoffs.
guys. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
As Joshua Lee is standing by with Rhett Tucker.
Rhett Tucker now joining us in the Racecraft TV booth. And not a win for you this week, but a second place. You were so close. What did you need there at the end?
Oh man, Higgy got a run. I don't know. That was a hell of a run he had to pass me and Dustin like that on the front straightaway. I don't know. I want his motor tore down. He's got some nitrous in there or something.
And you were dominant for most of the race. We always saw you up front, and then you pit a little bit early on in stage 3 towards the beginning of that pit window. Without that caution, do you think you would have been able to catch Casey Herring on your fresh tires?
Yeah, I do. That's what I was going for, but that's cool. I came in and got some tires. I really just had fun running with Higgy. Some great close racing. I have my teammate Dustin up there. That was like his best race of the year, man. That was just fun racing the whole time. I beat the wall down like 4 times with the right side of my truck in stage 1, so I finally came in and got that fixed at the beginning of the last stage. And I don't know. I'm just happy I still had like decent speed at the end, honestly.
And now you're moving into the next couple of races here in the playoffs. Your teammate Dustin Scruggs also in the playoffs as well. You came into the playoffs, of course, leading the points. Second place finish, going to do great for you in points. How is this momentum going to be taken through the rest of the playoff series?
We're going to keep it rolling, baby. Hopefully we can get that 11 truck comfy in a good spot for the Final Four with me, too.
Anyone else you would like to thank here on Racecraft TV?
Yeah, you guys on Racecraft. Happy Friday the 13th. Thank you for doing a good broadcast. Everybody at NASRA, Clinton Snead, Michael McKinnon, Brady LaBeouf, everybody racing pretty clean for the most part. Malware Bites, Prosper Engineering, primary Jeeps, Hummers, and Tacomas. Yeah, I guess that's about it.
Rhett Tucker, second place finish, and now we have Austin Knight standing by with Mark Truxell.
Yeah, I'm standing by with Mark, who, well, up to the white flag was looking incredibly good. Was looking kind of down, and then out of the sun, he jumps up into third from that final lap after getting an amazing run on Dustin Scruggs.
Yeah, that final run, that was a good one, but I think what put me behind was a little bit earlier when I got in the fence, and I just kind of took the wind out of my sail for a couple laps and just try to get myself back in it towards the end.
Earlier on in the race, we saw you running with some damage. How hard was running this track with that rear damage?
I didn't know I had any rear damage. I didn't know I had any damage until I got into the fence there in the closing laps.
Well, now we know how that affected your driving. Not at all. All right. Well, you came home third today. How are your feelings, and how was your heart on that last lap pass to get on the podium?
Yeah, I kept looking to the left there to see where the 11 was, and I was hoping to pull it off because I needed that extra point. And I think the top 3 in points finished 1, 2, 3. So I think it's going to be a tough battle all the way to the end.
It certainly is going to be a tough battle, but it looks like you are going to be up there and you are well prepared for it. So we're definitely going to be seeing a lot of you to come. Mark, before we let you go, anyone you want to thank?
Yeah, quite a few people here. I'd like to thank Little Tate's Cupcakes, which is my daughter Johnny, and like I say, hi to her and the grandkids. I want to thank my mom for watching every race. Racecraft TV, Snead Competition Designs, AlexMorganImaging.com, MCF Construction, and all the racers for putting on a hell of a show.
Well, they're certainly going to be very pleased to see you up there on the podium and up in the interview room. Again, I hope you have a great night, and hopefully the next rounds go a lot better for you, and hopefully we see you on the top step soon. And we got a special interview with us right now with Michael McKinnon, who didn't finish up high, but he certainly wants to be here and give a little bit of words of thank you. Michael, do you have a copy? Michael McKinnon, this is Austin in the booth. Do you have a copy? All right, Michael does not have a copy, but he wanted to say thank you to all the guys for making this series a success. And he did mention that he was very thankful for what we did here at Racecraft TV. And so Joshua and I and the rest of the Racecraft TV team are very thankful for his words, and very excited to continue on with the Snead Competition Design Truck Series into the next. Oh, there is Michael.
What's happening, fellas?
There we go. I was just about to end you out.
I didn't know if we was on or not. I was outside for a second.
Oh,
Heck of a race there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, all the way to the final lap. I know you didn't finish where you wanted to finish, down to 18th. Your car's a little bit banged up, but I believe you had a show in front of you.
I had a really good truck, and I don't know what happened going into 3. It just sucked me into the wall, and then a little bit of damage, and then I was too slow, and then I locked them up, going on a pit road, slid into the grass, the whole good thing, speeding penalties. But I'm on here to say thanks to everybody for watching this. These guys putting on a great show for everybody. The extra guys coming out and running, even though these are playoffs, and staying with us. And I can't thank everybody enough. Clinton Snead, Brady LaBeouf helping me along with this thing. Keith Bradley helping me along with this thing. And of course, you guys, better and better every week. The graphics, everything's so tremendous. All I can say is thank you guys for giving us a shot, and hopefully we're helping everything along for you.
This is one of my favorite series to commentate and broadcast. I'm going to be honest about that. And just thank you for coming up on here. And before we pretty much all of this entire interview is just a giant thanks, but we're going to say it again before we let you go. Anyone you want to thank one last time?
Well, I want to thank the drivers, of course, you guys, and I'm going to thank my wife. Just bought me a set of $400 pedals. They seem to help me a little bit. It's the steering wheel I need now. It turn left when I get to the corner. Once I figure that out, I think we got something for everybody. But thank y'all for watching, man, and thank you, Austin. Thanks all you guys. You guys are tremendous.
All right, thank you, Michael, and I'm going to bring it to Josh Willie, who's going to bring us out here today.
Well, thank you all for tuning in here on Racecraft TV for tonight's Snead Competition Design Truck Series race here at Kansas. The playoffs continue next Friday night at this time, so make sure you're tuning in here on Racecraft TV. For us tonight, I am Joshua Lee. Thank you for watching, and we are saying good night from Kansas.
This Racecraft TV stream is brought to you by Artesian Builds. Artesian builds high-quality custom PCs made to order for a low price. Contact Artesian Builds today to get started on your own custom PC as low as $64 a month. All Artesian builds are made live on stream. You can watch your builds and talk to the builders live at twitch.tv/Artesian Builds. For more information about Artesian Builds, check the link in the description.